Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Scoreboard with Ethan. I wanted to do this quick intro video, introduce myself. My name is Ethan, obviously. Some people will know me from our family channel that I do with my wife and my children. It's called Team of 4 Vlogs and More. We've been a family vlogging channel for about 5 years now, and I started a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, I started a sports blog, but my dream was to always start a sports channel on YouTube, and also eventually make it into like a podcast, like a sports podcast. So this is the first step, so I'm super excited. And the channel is going to be just about sports, only sports, nothing else. I'll predominantly talk about football, and it's not because it's just my favorite sport by far. I love football. That's like my my biggest passion outside of my religion and my family. But football is also the most popular sport in America, so I have to give people what they want. I'm not going to be talking about a sport that's not very interesting to people or very popular, because I'm not going to get any views. So luckily America loves football, but I'll also talk about baseball. I'll also talk about basketball. I'll also talk a little bit about hockey, soccer. I'll talk about March Madness. But I'll also talk about fantasy sports. I do fantasy sports for football. I do fantasy sports for basketball, and I was thinking about doing fantasy sports for baseball. I haven't done it yet, but so it's going to encompass like a wide range of sporting activities, not only just professional sports, but also talk about college football, college basketball, especially March Madness that just finished. And I also talk about fantasy sports. I'm in Vegas right now, so a lot of people gamble. I don't. But if you bet on sports, if you're into fantasy sports, I'll give my over-unders. I'll give my fantasy analysis, because I do a lot of fantasy sports myself. So it's just going to be a lot of sports. So I'm super excited. So if you love sports, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, whether it's basketball, whether it's hockey, even if it's soccer, I'm going to talk about all those different sports. So I'll talk about like the Olympics when they come around, the summer, winter. So it's going to be all the sports, because I love all sports. I watch a lot of different sports. I get involved in a lot of different sports stuff. But at the end of the day, my biggest thing is I'm a husband, I'm a father, to my 2 sons. I'm a Christian, and you'll know all these things if you do know our channel. If you are OG subscribers, some Team of 4, you'll know a lot of things about me. But if you're new, I wanted to introduce myself. This is going to be my sports channel. This is like my little section, my man cave, where I have all my football memorabilia. Have this super awesome football that my dad had got me at an auction when I was younger. It's signed by LaDainian Tomlinson, so that's awesome. And I have all my Cowboy stuff. I'm a huge Cowboys fan. I have my Cowboy shirt on. It's an Emmitt Smith shirt. He's like my all-time favorite player. You can kind of see it a little bit. I love UCLA as well. That's my favorite college team. And I have my Cowboys, all my Cowboy books, and my little Cowboy football that my youngest son plays with. So I'm super excited to tell you guys. I have a lot of video ideas. So this is something I've kind of been planning for like the last I've been thinking about it honestly for like the last couple of years. And I started out with the blog that I've done for a couple years. So I also have a sports blog that I did I started like 2 years ago, and I did it for a little over a year. And this last year it's been a little slower, but I also was building up my equipment for not only this new YouTube channel, but also like my ultimate goal is to have a sports podcast. So that's the main thing I want to do, is my podcast. So I'm super excited to start this journey with you guys, share all my knowledge of hopefully you guys don't consider it like useless information, but I'm just like a huge sports fan. I'm a big sports nut. I love sports, so I wanted to share this with everybody. And I've been talking about it for a long time with some of my buddies, and with my family, and with my wife. So I'm extremely excited. I have a lot of good videos that'll be coming out, especially because it's very, very close. It's about now it's 4 days to NFL draft, so I have a couple shorts I put up. Hopefully you guys will watch them and you like them. I'm going to do a longer video where I talk about like my entire mock draft for the first round, and I actually give like my analysis. In my shorts, I just did the top 10 picks, and I didn't really say anything else because I'm under a time constraint. It has to be within a certain amount of time, or it can't be a shorts, and I can't upload it, or I can't do certain stuff that my wife does for editing my videos. Yesterday I thought so I just wanted to introduce myself. Hopefully you guys like this channel. Please subscribe, please turn on the notification bells, please thumbs it up. Definitely leave your comments if you have ideas that you want me to do for videos. If there's things you're interested in, questions you have about sports. I'm pretty knowledgeable about like all the 4 major sports, which is obviously football, basketball, baseball, hockey. I don't get too much into like soccer and tennis. I do watch the Olympics. I watch college and professional sports, and like I said, if anybody does any fantasy football, I do redraft, I do dynasty, I do the sleeper leagues, I do football, I do basketball for the last 3 years now. I've done football, and in 2 years I've done basketball, and I think next year I'm gonna do baseball. I've kind of thought about it the last year or so. It's just I think I didn't want to do like too many fantasy sports, because I'm in like 2 football fantasy leagues, and I'm in a basketball league, so that's like 3 leagues already. So if I do baseball, which I really do like, because I played baseball growing up, from like 5 till I was like 13 or 14. So I do love baseball. I've taken my kids to a few Angel games when we were in California, and I do play softball for the last 3 years. And now that my wife and I moved, I'm looking for like a new league, because I did play on my dad's team. He managed the team, so I know quite a bit about sports. So I'm super excited to share all my knowledge with you guys. But so yeah, just leave your comments down below. If you're into fantasy sports, tell me what fantasy sports you're into, what leagues you're in, if you're doing like redraft or dynasty, if you're doing football or basketball, or baseball. I'm going to start getting into baseball, but right now I'm just doing football and basketball. So if you're into fantasy sports, I can tell you that. I know a lot about that, because I'm like super into it. I can help you like with your trades, people you could pick, how to kind of build your team, whether if you're in a dynasty league or a redraft, how it's different. So yeah, I'm kind of like pretty much gonna do all that. So this channel essentially is just gonna encompass all that. It's gonna encompass all the 4 major sports. Like I said, football, basketball, baseball, hockey. It's gonna cover college sports, professional sports, fantasy sports. So it's gonna be a lot of content. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be doing, mostly like longer videos. I will obviously do shorts. I'm really not gonna do any vlogging, and the reason for that is I really don't like see the point, number one, for like a sports channel, especially because I want to turn this into a podcast. So I'm going to be stationary, but also, any, sporting events that I do, whether it's playing softball, taking like my kids to the batting cages, or taking them to like, sporting events, that's going to be, on my other channel that I have with my wife. Like I said, Team of 4 Vlogs and More. So that's going to be on our channel, because we are a vlogging channel. So all the vlog stuff will be on that channel. So hopefully you guys, will subscribe to both channels. And if you're already subscribed to Team of 4, and you're already subscribed here, then you're doing awesome. So I just wanted to do a quick introduction, tell you about the channel, tell you what the content's going to be, what you can expect. But also I really hope that this channel could become very interactive. I want to be able to talk to my subscribers like we do, like my wife and I do on our other channel. We go live, we interact with our subscribers, we get to know them, we get to share stories, share ideas, kind of have laughs and stuff like that. So hopefully this channel will be as enjoyable and as interactive as our vlogging channel is. That's what I'm really hoping for. So definitely leave your comments, and like I will do lives on this channel as well. So I'll do some lives, I'll do some shorts, but predominantly I'm gonna do like sit down videos. This is kind of like my area right here. I'm in my little office, so this is where I'm going to be setting up my YouTube channel, and then also in the near future my podcast. So thanks you guys for watching this video. Please thumbs it up, please subscribe, please share it, put on your notification bells, and let's just enjoy the journey and enjoy the ride. And hopefully you guys are excited as I am about the NFL draft. It's 4 days away, so it's going to be on the 26th, 27th, and 28th. And so I'm going to be working on my full mock draft. I have it ready. I've done my full mock draft. I don't do like a bunch of mock drafts. Some people do like 5, 6, 7 of them. I usually do like 1 or 2. I'm going to do 1 this year, but like while I do it, my next video is going to be my mock draft for the first round. I usually just do like the first round. If you guys want more rounds, I could do that moving forward, but I usually do like 1 round. And if I ever do a second mock draft, I'll do it like with the first round as well, but I'll also include the trades. But this year I'm just going to do 1 mock draft. It'll be the first round. It'll be the next video that I put up, and I'm not going to do trades, but I will talk about like what teams I think potentially could do trades and why. Because I feel like trades are kind of hard to be able to say, oh, this team's gonna for sure do this trade. But there are like a few teams that are in certain spots in the draft where I think they could definitely do some trades. So I will talk about that in the next video, so please stay tuned. Please continue to follow my channel, support my channel, and also please subscribe to my family channel, Team of 4 Vlogs and More. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.